Hello everybody, thank you very much for watching me. I would like to talk about the process of buying your first investment property. So what the process is going to get involved. So there is a few steps here I'm going to quickly go through with you. The first step is to source the property. Now, in terms of sourcing property, you may want it to have two different levels in here. It could be sourcing family home. Now, there is a bit of difference between family home and buy-to-let simply because the criteria is different. So to do with the sourcing criteria for the property you're going to buy, if you buy with a family home, your criteria will be very different from buying a buy-to-let. I will talk about it in a separate video so that you can get the idea about why they should be different. The second step, after you found the property, then you would then want it to make an offer. Before you make the offer, you wanted to fact find. This process also called due diligence. It's like investigating, making sure you compare the number, making sure you know how much you're worth, and making sure what offer they want, the reason they sell, and all of that. After the fact find is now you're comfortable enough to make an offer. The making offer process have many different levels. It's not just one thing. You make an offer, you invite counter offer, you make your first final offer, you make the best final offer, you would invite the second best final. It's a process. If you're a property investor, if you are a professional property investor, your process will be perhaps quite different. Now, would it happen if you just make an offer, get accepted? If you are a mature buyer, first-time buyer, inexperienced buyer, you make an offer knowing they would accept it. If you are a property investor, you might want it to make an offer that not get accepted. So that you now lead to the next stage, which is the negotiation stage. So you don't start negotiate until you make an offer. Okay, so you will find out about the property, then you make an offer, you start to negotiate. Can you see how important you don't make an offer get accepted straight away? Unless you have done enough due diligence, now you know these property, although the market price is, say, 200K, they only wanted £100,000 for it, which often not happen because you don't find the deal, you make the deal. You have to kind of do a lot of work to get to the point where you can make money. So you make an offer and you start the negotiation process, and now you negotiate. Say if your negotiation is successful, now you get to the next process, the offer accepted. Offer accepted doesn't mean that you get the house. In 2013, I have got property offer accepted. For 7 of them fell through, which didn't go through. And I didn't know some of the property could have gone through if I have got the experience, but I didn't have the experience. I was a bit newish at the time. I was learning how to invest in property. So even when your offer get accepted, doesn't mean your deal goes through. So at this point, you will depending on your legal team. So you now have number 6. You got the legal. So your solicitor, convincing solicitor, will then take over the process and to do a search for the seller and this and that. Then you also have your finance. If you buy in cash, then all you need just some money in the bank. But if you're buying with a mortgage, you will then need a DIP or mortgage. You can get mortgage in many different ways, but ideally you want to deal with a broker. A mortgage broker is someone who works in financial services, particularly looking for different lenders to match the best deal for your circumstances. But if you don't know what you're looking for, then you perhaps could just get it from your own bank. But as a property investor, we will need to make sure that the return investment is good enough. We don't look for mortgage product is the cheapest. We're looking at how do they serve our purpose. If our purpose is faster, we might pay more to get it done. If our purpose is leveraging, so we might get a loan to value instead of 75%, we may get a loan to value 85% so that we can buy more houses. So in 2021, 2020, 2021, I was going to get a mortgage loan to value for 85%, but then I only get 75%. So I lost 5 properties because the loan to value a bit lower. And, you know, the extra £150,000 make a huge difference in the number of property I can buy. So it is important that if you should use a broker, then you use a broker. Now, if you have got a solicitor on board and you've got a mortgage broker, you want your estate agent who manage the process to keep in touch, making sure everything goes smoothly. So once they make sure everything goes smoothly and you've got no worry, and now you can go for completion. So it's not like you go and buy a house, you make an offer, then they get accepted, and then straight away you get the keys. So there is a very different process. Now, the process of buying your property, the most important thing, this is the bit that it takes the time. This is the bit that it costs the money. And if this is also the part that you can make money, where the profit is going to be. You can negotiate for profit if you know how to do this. Is the bit that you really need to learn. Obviously, to do this bit, then you also need to know how to do this and how to do this. So they all kind of link together. And I hope that you found that this is useful. And I hope that you will be able to implement some of the stuff that I talk about. And if you want to find out a bit more about how to make an offer, how to negotiate a deal, how to do fact finding, how to source the property, or, you know, the difference between the different criterias and whatever you wanted to know, then please get in touch. I'll be more than happy to help. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it useful.